You got the hookup for me? Oh,
All right, now we're live. So this will be, I don't know what we're calling this. I'm going to call it Gun Channel University this time, but this is the kind of, the idea is we're going to start doing a weekly thing for just talking about Instagram. And we got a bunch of people joining us, and we're just going to get started. So we got a little bit late start just because the rain and stuff on this end. But we're squared away now. We've got a couple of people joining us, as I mentioned, and I'll just introduce everybody. From my left to my right, we've got DB Cooper joining us. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for the invite.
Right on. Then we got Marco, who's joining, who's DMV. I don't know the numbers. What are the numbers again? I haven't used it in so long.
I'm DMV2A.
On for Second Amendment, that makes sense. Over on the Instagram, but you also run gun channels for us. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And we got Maggie from #Tactical joining us tonight.
Hi. Again.
That's the fastest first shot I've ever heard someone say her name, because I always
are we?
forget
Wait, how do we say? It's hash tactical, right?
It's tactical. I'm not tactical by any means. Just hashtag-tical.
Like #Tickle, right?
Or hashtag the gal.
But then I would cut out like half the market share and all.
Nice.
I guess usually I always say where we're from too. So DB, you're from Georgia. Prophet, you're from Maryland. Meg, you're out in California.
Los Angeles.
Oh, poor thing.
Then we
I
got
just wanted to say I'm from Awesome Town. I just moved to Georgia. But that's basically it.
You mean you're from New York and now you're in Georgia? And then we got Moon joining us from Pennsylvania.
What's up?
Thanks for jumping in. Your autoloader over on the Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I guess I've been locked on to the collection there. I've been drooling over it. We got P226 Nut from the Instagram joining us tonight. And
Hi.
you're in Oklahoma or Missouri?
Yep, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I used to live in Springfield, Missouri, but I just moved back.
Right on. Then we got Stone Guy 223 from the Georgia also.
Yep. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight.
And I am in Tucson. So we've got people from all over, and we do all kinds of different stuff, but it's all gun related on the Instagram. And again, we did one of these last week. I think that was our second time doing a chat specifically about Instagram, but it went for quite a while, and it was just all nonstop Instagram stuff. We had a lot of interest over on the YouTube side. I guess I should mention, for anybody that's listening to this as a podcast who isn't listening to it live, we record this live on YouTube in a Google Hangout, so up to 10 people can join us. We've got 6 or 7 of us in here now. There's links out and some empty seats, so more people might join as the evening goes on. And once the show is over, it'll become a recorded video over on YouTube, and we'll take the audio from that and put it over on iTunes and over on Stitcher Radio. So if you're listening to us in the future on one of those, leave us some feedback. If you're watching on YouTube, leave us some feedback. Or if you're over on Gun Channels, we're watching the chat right now. So like I mentioned, we did this last week. Everyone had a good time, so we decided let's try doing these every week just on Instagram. And this time we invited a bunch of people that post pictures. Usually we talk to Concealed Carry Nation and Marco, who both do a lot of reposting, but we want to talk about both sides of it. So we're going to talk about Instagram more often. And I don't know if we really have any specific topics this week. I guess, does anybody have any hurdles, or did anybody reach a waypoint this week?
I'm right at 2,300 now. About to reach that now.
Followers?
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, I don't know, man. To me, like, and of course, I don't post things regularly. I mean, I try, some weeks I'll post one a week, but then I may go 2 weeks without posting, so I know my consistency's off. But I feel like my pictures are pretty decent, but I'm just not getting the followers. So is there a trick to getting followers?
I found putting lots of guns in the same picture and just hashtagging the crap out of it gets people, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
You also got to realize that, followers are kind of, I have a crap load of posts. I have like over 3,000 posts. I'm probably coming up on 4,000 posts. You know what I'm saying? So, posting a lot does also help, and in combination with the other two things that P226 said. If you post once a month, unless you are like the creme de la creme of like gun photo posters, you're not gonna pick up that quick. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you're
because see,
doing,
I only have 66 posts, and I have
you have that many?
326 followers. I've got 66 posts and only 350 followers.
That's not bad.
I've got like almost 750 posts, so I don't know, I think it's a volume thing for you, Stone
Now,
God. Maybe
do you
did more.
guys think if you follow more people, like if you yourself, like I only follow like 100 people, if you follow more people, will that be reciprocated?
Not at the rate that
No.
you're thinking. At a much lower rate than you're thinking. It will. It like I mean mathematically, it works. It does, but not so much. Very little.
Maybe if I could talk #tactical into reposting some of my pictures.
Well, I can do that, but my page is still growing, so I find that liking other people's pictures kind of, helps the follow count. Like, I'll wait for a huge account to post something, and then everybody that likes their pic, I'll go and like one of theirs, and pretty much you get followers. It helps.
That's a good idea.
I don't ever like other people's pictures, and mine's been growing like crazy, so I mean, mostly I just post stuff. I don't usually look much on Instagram.
You probably have original content, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Like
like a social thing, right? So it's, you can probably just post, and I think that's a lot like, I'm just, I'm more familiar with YouTube at this point, but I'm getting more familiar with Instagram, but very much like the companies, right? All they ever really do is post, like, here's what we got, here's what we got, here's what we got. That's interesting, and people will subscribe to that, but people are more interested in just people doing their thing. So I think that if you're interactive with it, then you're going to get more out of it, right? So you're going to see more subs or whatever, if that's what you're using as a gauge. I think you're going to see more subs if you go out and like other people's pictures, because I mean it's a social thing. I'll occasionally, if I see a picture that gets, I don't know, either too few or too many or a lot more likes than I would normally expect to see, I'll sometimes click on that number, because then you can see who all liked it. And I'll be surprised sometimes, like, wow, look how many likes this thing got. And I'll go in and look and see who liked it, just to see who's maybe just clicking. Maybe the thing is like super dumb or like really offensive and it's got a bunch of likes. I'm like, what the hell? Who's liking this? And I'll see like some bigger pages, and I'm like wondering, maybe they're just going through and liking everything, just, some sort of, they like everything that tags them or something. And then I'll see some other things that are super interesting or like on point or whatever, and they've got like 2 clicks or 20 clicks, and I'll go look, because I figure those are people I probably want to follow. If they're posting stuff and they're aware of this and they took the time to read something that maybe was boring on first glance but turned out to be dead on, and they're still liking it, then I probably want to follow them just for my own interest. So I think the more you do that, the it's better off for your channel in the long run, if you're just looking at sub numbers.
Commenting is as equal as a like, because it shows up the same way. So,
That's true.
like dropping someone like an emoji, like just like a thumbs up emoji type thing, that is squad up. Like that's
They have auto lock for that too, that you can use, like apps.
Yeah, I've seen those, because you get like those one-word answers, like awesome emoji.
Yes. Exactly.
Or in I'm guessing gun website's case, we actually just typed in awesome, and that's all we had to say about it.
Well, I'll usually I type something in. Is there apps that'll let you reply, you mean? Like you just push one button and it replies for you or something? Or lets you pick?
I didn't know that existed.
I guess I don't go around just replying. I mean, I get tagged too many times to go just reply to everything I get tagged to. I go look, though. I mean, I usually open up Instagram to look at what's going on, and then whenever I remember to, I'll post something. So every couple hours I'll try to post something, or if I remember, I'll post something, or if I'm bored, I'll post something, or if I got 10 minutes while something's rebooting, I'll post something. But mostly I'm looking. So if I'm looking, I don't like everything, but I'll like something if it's clever, and then I'll say something if it's needs saying to. But I didn't know there was apps to do it. I usually just type something in.
Tagging other people helps a lot too. As a reposter, I just don't have time to do it. I guess if I had time, I could go back and do it, but...
You mean like seeing a picture that's cool and then tagging other people to see that picture?
No, I'm just saying, like, as a reposter, since I actually use the app and it just rips the picture and it gives me the opportunity to go back, like, while it's in the reposting mode, I could go into the screen and start tagging people. You know what I'm saying? I can start putting it into other people's feeds, like on the right side of their homepage.
I've been doing that here lately for reposters. I've got like a list of like 7 or 8 people that have reposted my stuff.
That's the
keep
way
re-tagging them
CNN. That's the way how CNN reposts. So like I search for the hashtag. CNN looks at his actual right side of his homepage, goes through there, likes what he wants to repost, and then goes back into his repost, searches the like, and then reposts from there.
Yeah, that's what a lot of them do from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because that list never goes away, because that other feed
Exactly,
is
it's there.
so crazy. I guess if you had a hashtag like hashtag gun channels, that would make things easy too. But
You would think it does, but there's a lot more clutter to filter through at that point.
Yeah.
Because I'm not just liking and then going back to that specific list that I created. Like I have to filter through my own repost and other people that reposted you. You know what I'm saying? So everyone who reposts you, I have to fight through and scroll through.
I like
forever to load. I'm sorry?
I like it. It's just, the more the merrier.
it makes
I
it
like
harder
it
to find
too.
what you're looking for, though.
True, it does.
It does. So like, like what should take me like 4.5 minutes to do takes me like 12. You know what I'm saying? That's the annoying part.
So how many pictures of hashtag gun channels now do we know?
I think we hit the 13,000 usage of the hashtags, but keep in mind I use everyone myself.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean if you go like ask Instagram how many?
No, it's just like when you search it, like it'll actually tell you like how many hashtags there are used of it. And I think we're like at 13 some thousand, and I've posted what 3,000 photos, so 10,000 uses really.
And
Right
I'm
now it's
responsible
like
for
14.
700 of those, so.
Yeah. I skipped over just like your recent batch. You know that batch that you just
Yeah.
put out with the whole like. I just skipped over that. So when did you post that? How many hours ago did you post that? A
The
day and a
like
half ago?
individual pictures of the collection.
No, like you put out like a big cluster of like 7 or 8 photos, like really quick.
Okay, yeah, I did that like at 4 o'clock.
Today?
Yeah.
All right, that's how far behind I am. And wow, okay, so there's a lot of pictures used. Saturdays and Sundays suck. I was expecting this week to get busy.
So Wayne is asking the hashtags, like, I don't know exactly what he's asking because it's a big topic, obviously, and it's not like hashtags are something cut and dry. For the most part, they're very, I don't know, interesting, elusive, hard to define, right? So they are literally just a number sign with a word behind it, and the internet sees that without a space there, sees that as an indication of a way to mark an item on the internet. So if a picture has something in the picture, the only way the internet's going to know that, because it can't see pictures yet, is just to be told what it is, and you do that by the notation of the number sign and then a word. So there are no set number of hashtags. It's very much like the alphabet.
He's asking.
A bunch of things.
You can
He
only have
asked something
30 of them,
about if you need a linked Facebook account or something. So
Right.
no, you don't have to have any
No,
kind of
that's what I'm
Facebook.
saying. It doesn't rely on anything. It's not like there's established hashtags and that they're somehow linking to something. Now, people do develop things to interact with hashtags in that way, but that's the other way around. They're responding to a popular use of a hashtag, but the hashtag itself is just it's like putting a copyright sign. You just do it as you're typing. So how you use them can be all different kinds of ways. You can use it to just literally say this is a, like if we use P226 nuts picture here of a bunch of rifles on a deck. You could type in rifles, you could type in collection, you could type in a specific name of any of those rifles, you could type in bolt action, you could probably type in black rifles. All of those would be appropriate and would work in order to let someone who's interested in a photo with any of those descriptors find his photograph. But there's ways you can play with that too. Like think one of the coolest ways, like Maggie's done with Hashtagtical. She's taken the word itself and then made, like, I don't know what you call it, like made her brand around that, like of the hashtag itself,
Pun.
kind of
She punned the
bringing it
hashtag.
back on itself. What'd you say?
I said she punned that. She punned the hashtag. So Maggie, let me ask you a question. How often do you post? What do you look for? What is it? What is it that gets you hashtagged by Hashtagtical?
Mostly locals at first, and then I find that just finding smaller accounts that the bigger accounts aren't posting works, because being a small account, like you have to kind of yield to larger accounts, otherwise people are going to unfollow you if they see like double stuff in their feed. So I kind of look for this.
Oh, there you go. See, I'd be perfect for that.
Okay. Yeah. And then once in a while I post some boring news posts and I lose followers, but it's okay.
Really? So what's the local hashtag that you look for? Like CA2A or?
I only post people that use my hashtag usually.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm lucky enough to have people keep me busy.
So you actually repost by the hashtag like I do?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's cool.
It's easier.
I have to say, as a smaller account myself, it is nice when you actually get reposted. I got a picture that had like 10 likes, and I was walking on cloud 9. Like, holy crap, people like my stuff.
But let me ask you this: like, so as a smaller channel, or I'm sorry, like as a smaller Instagram user, how often are you on Instagram to see like, I don't know, like 3 people start following you like real quick?
I'm on Instagram all the time just checking stuff out, so I'm pretty quick when someone actually follows me.
So
I
you
see
follow a lot of people then?
it. Yeah, I'm definitely more of a, I don't know, what you'd say. I look more than I post.
Okay, yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I'm more of a stalker too.
Yeah, DB stalks a lot.
I just stalked
have a-
PT26 Nut.
I just followed him.
You'll see me there in the background stalking.
Oh, you're gonna love this. His thing is awesome.
I just followed you back, so yay. Mutual admiration.
I'll raise you with a repost.
Cool.
That's what it's like watching 2 mega moguls on Instagram do business. It's crazy.
All by the tap of a screen. So, Maggie, what was So how often do you repost? You repost a couple times a day? Do you repost, I don't know, like in spurts? Like I definitely do spurts because I don't have the time to fish through and pick out like an individual picture, and I'd rather spread the love. So how do you repost?
No, it's just really sporadic. I don't have a good rhythm, if you will. It's just whenever I think of it. Plus, I have 2 screens in front of me most of the time, and the Instagram is usually on my second screen, so it's kind of just multitasking too.
God, you're almost at 9,000 followers. See, I just went to your.
Do you use it through the computer then more, or through the phone?
Usually through my phone.
Okay.
I have to.
Let me ask you this: since you're about to hit 10K, do you use any of these? I don't know, like information type other apps, like Followers Plus, or I don't know, like an Instant Tracker or whatever.
Well, I don't use the Autobot thing. I do use the follow unfollow app, and this one that I have has it tells you what media people like. So that's pretty cool. It's just really easy. It tells you your top media and then like the stuff that nobody likes. So that's just kind of useful. I think it's called. Let me check. I think it's InstaTrack is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that I'll tell you is like, like once you cost 10 grand and you start going to the K's, I don't know. Like sometimes I like to clock myself and like, oh, like how many followers do I gain like in a 2 hour period or like a 4 hour period?
Oh, it'll
And the
tell
fact
you.
that it,
It will. Like every time you sign out and sign back in, or just like leave the app, it'll tell you how many hours you were away and how many you gained and how many you lost, and who blocked you.
Well, Maggie, I
What's
just
that one
followed
called?
you on Google Plus, and now you have 3 followers on Google Plus.
I didn't have it until yesterday, I think, maybe today.
I was just I was just about to say you must have just created that because that's crazy that you got 10,000 on Instagram and only 2 on Google Plus. So.
You really aren't missing out on much.
Yeah, I don't know how long I'll be on Google Plus, but I'll test it.
I don't see a lot of people going like, oh, I like Instagram on my phone, and now I'm going to go do something else just because I like one of the pictures out of the 30,000 I looked at today. You know what I mean? I think Instagram is cool for what it is.
Yeah. Well, in the Google Plus thing, you just pretty much have to have Google Plus to be able to do any of this, like the chats and anything interactive with, it all filters through Google Plus. So.
And now I've heard they're gonna, or at least there's been rumors or whatever, that they're gonna turn that stuff off, or they're gonna unhook them finally, so that they won't be holding people to have to use their thing unless they want to use these Hangouts.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, soon you're going to be able to delete your Google Plus page completely without deleting your YouTube and vice versa or whatever, and then all the comments no longer go through Google Plus and all that stuff. It's all an announcement they made like last week.
Was that that YouTube conference thing they just had?
Yeah, that's what I read.
A question we've never asked about Instagram. I'm just gonna go left to right. What thing would you add to Instagram if they were like asking for comments or something and said what feature could we add or what could we add?
I actually have a good one on that. Your feed for like the comments and likes and stuff you've gotten is complete BS. I mean, it only holds like 100, and even at that, they're hard to sift through. I mean, an improvement to that would be awesome. You guys agree?
I don't think we have to go left, right. Just jump in there. I definitely think the limit at 100 is crazy. Now that I've got, when you get a big reposter to post your picture and it gets all those likes and comments and stuff, that just swarms it, and then you lose everything else that anybody else might be doing. So
I can't keep up with mine right now. I'm getting like 5 likes a second, so whatever comments I get are just mixed in there. So they're just kind of gone. I don't know how to keep up with it outside of it. I need to find like an app or something for comments.
Anybody else? What would you guys change?
I think going along with the comment idea, I'd like to be able to click on someone's page and then be able to see everything they've commented on.
That would be cool.
All right, I got a new one. I would like to see myself be able to tag a photo into someone else's feed. So, for example, like me and G-Webs on gun channels and gun websites, like there's a lot of shit coming through with 10,000 followers, or me and Hash Tactical. If I at Hash Tactical in something, she's not going to see it. G-Webs is probably not going to see it. I literally have to text them on the phone like, hey, look, I just added you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why that was my question. How do you direct message? Like, if I wanted to send Hash Tactical a picture that I think she could repost, like, how would I send that to her for her to check out to see if she wants to?
That's up to every individual. So it depends on how she likes to do it, I guess.
You can send me all right. So for example, like people like and the Hash Tactical probably gets this too. I get DMs, which are personal instant messages with the photo. But the way how I repost photos through the app, you're like throwing me a curveball. Like you're making me reach all the way out here just to put your fucking photo out there. When like if you just were to hashtag it, I'll eventually get to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's the
because
best.
I tag late.
Use the hashtags.
So, all right, hold on. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna hashtag you, Hash Tactical, and see, like if you get this, like if this comes through.
It does.
So do you not like being tagged in the photo?
Well, it's funny because I'll always look for the tag, but then I'll miss some because, like you said earlier, or somebody said earlier, you have to kind of get through all the reposts and then actually find the stuff you're looking for. But when you tag me in the picture, I'll definitely see it because then it's in my photos of and it's easy to get to.
Okay, so I just tagged you in some. Is that something that comes through like instantly, or does someone have to be a follower of yours before they
When
see what
when
you
she
post?
decides to search that, right? When she decides to search that, if she thinks you're if she feels like reposting your picture, she will. So she'll search that hashtag and she'll see she probably has maybe 5,000 uses of that hashtag, and it'll come up in order. So yours will fall somewhere in between there and the most recent ones. And so, for example, me I just repost a lot, and some of the ones that I don't feel like reposting, I'll just like them. She'll probably like yours, and then just
Or
if she
if
feels like reposting it, she'll find it and pluck it out of there.
Yeah, if you use a lot of hashtags, like if you flood it with caption, I'll definitely repost it because that's work I don't have to do.
Exactly. I like people that use a lot of hashtags.
So did you see that come through?
Oh, I haven't. You know what? I haven't checked that, but I'm checking now.
She has to get on a separate app, not Instagram, just to be able to find it and pluck it. But
Oh,
I'll tell you
really?
this, hashtag, yeah. So I mean, like that's the way we kind of operate. But hashtag, I'll tell you this. So this is the best piece of advice, and I'm thinking about the 20K mark is where I'm going to do it. CNN, which is Concealed Carry Nation, says it's easier to actually tell people once you get to a certain limit to tag you in the photo and not hashtag you. And then what you do is you go to the right of your homepage and you see all the people that tag you. And what you do is you scroll through there, like what you like, go to the repost app, and you can repost directly from your list of likes, of your most recent likes.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'm
probably all the
confused now.
difference.
What's the difference between
That's how I do it.
hashtagging and tagging you in the photo? I don't
Okay,
follow.
so there's you take a photo, and then there's the comment below the photo, and when you write the comment, you put in a number sign and a word. That's a hashtag. Okay? When
Yeah.
you go back to the photo and you tag someone in the photo, like where you put that little black thing literally on top of the photo, that's don't use the word hash there. It's no longer applies. Now that's where you're tagging the photo with them.
So which one is better, to tag the photo or
That's
to
the thing, Stone
hashtag
Guy.
in the...
Not everybody's the same. You check your email and you don't answer your phone. Well, Maggie might answer the phone and watch her fax machine, but Marco might only use his pager and the phone. So everybody's different. There's different ways you can do it. The only thing you can do is to do everything, and then you run the risk of bothering
okay.
them. If you do everything, you risk the risk of bothering them and filling up their spam box. So that's the fun, and that's the reason that Instagram is what it is. Because if there was one recipe that you could do, then other people would have figured that out. Assholes would abuse it, and this wouldn't be the environment that it is. But because it takes so much hands-on and there's so much unknown, that it actually isn't abused to the point that people are discouraged with the whole thing and have gone on to the next thing. So it's not that people don't want to answer the question, it's just that it can be a tough question because everybody's using it differently. It's just a set of tools.
I'm still smaller, so I don't find it much of a challenge. I kind of like that it's growing, so I figure if you do both, that's also really appealing to me because then it's in my photos of, and then I can switch the hashtag, and the hashtag looks really sexy, and it has a nice count. So that works.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, by adding the hashtag in the description, it adds to the number count so that when someone goes to search for the hashtag, you add to that accumulation of people that have used the hashtag. It makes it a more popular hashtag, and it makes it more effective. So you're helping by using the number sign for sure, and then it's more effective if you do the other. So you do both. But then I guess you could also direct message it, but I find that super annoying when people direct message me every single picture.
DMs are super annoying. I agree.
DMs are annoying, like if you're trying to reach out, but like if you're actually communicating with someone who you're really trying to communicate with, it's slowed and delayed, but you can get your point across. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah,
I
I hear
just
you.
giving out my
DM, like if
cell
I
number.
send out today, like like I put this like I send out first of all, I hate group text messages. I find it the most fucking annoying thing in the world. But I sent out a group DM, and it was to the point, and I think it got to everyone that it needed to get to. Because you can literally see, because it has kind of like that check read, so I can see everyone who read it and who responded, who liked it. You know what I'm saying? So it works. Like in a way, it works. Like Stone, like if you DM me, I wouldn't be mad. But like if you DM Weapons Daily, you're dumb. You know what I'm saying?
When they DM you, are you checking their page? Because sometimes they post it there too, and you can just repost it.
I don't know how to repost a DM.
No, I'm sorry. Like when you get the DM, like sometimes when people DM me, they'll also have posted it themselves, so I can just go to their page, find the post, and repost it.
That's true,
That
but
makes
then at that point, like you should just use the hashtag. And what if well, that's kind of like late bloomers that find the hashtag because the hashtag, like if you posted something like 6 months ago and all of a sudden now you go back and you edit it and you hashtag it, it's almost like a waste. You know what I'm saying?
Well, repost it yourself then. I mean, there's nothing saying that you can't repost the same photo.
It is,
Of
but
your
then
own, you mean?
Yeah.
so like I've done that a
Some
few
of my
times.
pictures would kick ass, and people didn't see them yet, so I repost my own from a long time ago.
Me too.
I've done it a few times, like I don't know, like a few times, maybe like a dozen times I've done that, but I don't do that for long. And at that, it's so. For example, like I'll do that if someone joins gun channels and was like, "Oh yeah, I was on Instagram like 6 months ago, and I found like their earliest pic, and it was like an awesome picture." Like I'll just repost it. Like sometimes I do that for Yankee because Yankee Marshall won't throw up hashtag gun channels. I don't know. He's anti-gun channels. I don't know what the hell's wrong with him, but I can't repost him because he won't throw up the goddamn hashtag.
He
I
has a
like
bunch of
tagging
different
Yankee in
ones.
random stuff because I think it annoys him. Maybe it's just
So hashtag, do you even know who the Yankee Marshal is? This will be interesting. Do you even know who the Yankee Marshal is?
No, I don't.
Great.
that should be fun for you.
We'll keep it that
Now I'm
way.
gonna search.
You have a Google Plus account, so you can probably find it easy now.
Yeah, I don't know how to use that yet. I'm lucky I made it this far.
I put Google Plus at the end of your things to do because it's
me too.
and it's on its way out anyway.
Yeah.
It's like Facebook but stupider, which is
Oh, no,
pretty
I'm
hard to
getting-
do.
Facebook is like 1,000 times ahead of Google.
Yeah.
I'm shutting off my Facebook very soon.
All right. So I tagged you in a couple there, Hash, and we'll see.
But if they're your older posts, like I said earlier, it makes it even harder to find it because I'm not digging past where I just was.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, if
Well,
That's why new content. That's why I like how we like what I'm saying, like how we told you earlier. New content, a lot of hashtags. A lot of hashtags means a lot less work for for me.
so, hold on. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to figure out. So, like, what I just did, it's not like an email. It's not like going to give her an alert and show my picture. She's still got to find it.
Because like we
what
also
you're saying?
you literally have to search the hashtag.
Oh, well, you mean to be in her feed, Stone?
Right. Like if I
If you're
just
in
like I
someone's
said,
feed, they need to subscribe or your page or follow your page or whatever it's called. So not everybody follows everybody. So if you want to alert somebody by putting in the
think he
hashtag,
means,
you're
like,
right.
the
It's
feed with
subtle.
the likes.
It's not a heads up. It's just
oh, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I just tagged a couple.
But the @ sign
pictures.
is more of a heads up. At least it's a different kind of heads up.
And
It
I'm
is, but
following.
Say it again.
I said, and I am following you. I think. Pretty sure.
Oh, well, there you go. So yeah, so now as soon as you post something, it's in her feed, just like mine, or just like anybody that's following you.
Okay, see, that's what I was trying to get at. So someone has to be following you before they're going to see any of your posts.
Correct.
Yeah, but still, guy, like, all right, so like you see how you get notifications that she started following you or whatever. The
Well,
point
see,
the point is that by the time you have 10,000 followers, and every time like you put up like for example like like when I put up a dozen pictures, I can get 100 likes in a minute. I'm not gonna see that someone really. If Kim Kardashian started following me and I just reposted, I might miss it. I might not even see that she started following me.
Right. That's something I would add also to Instagram if I could, just to go back to that, is like mutual like friend count, or I guess people that follow, because then you at least look at it quickly and then you can decide whether or not you want to follow back. Not to sound snobby or anything.
No, that would be cool because they just incorporate it with everything else, so it gets lost.
Conceal Carry Nation was telling us last week, and I didn't listen and I wasn't paying attention. But there's a way to take out all the likes, so all you see are follows and comments. And at least right now at 10K,
Oh
I can
wait,
put,
there is.
That wasn't on the Instagram main app though. That was on the app he used.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right. That was on that one that you
Yeah.
have to go online and type in your stuff. I
Yeah.
got scared of that and turned it off. I didn't keep it.
How'd you like Iconosquare? I meant to ask you. The thing I showed you at the last chat.
I think the rain
I don't
got
think
to
you
him.
post anything, Stone Guy. I don't got anything from you in my feed.
He did. It was a picture of a muzzle brake.
Oh, okay, I got that one.
How did you like that website I showed you, gun websites?
That's what I'm saying. I ran it for a little bit, but you had to put in all your info and stuff, so I turned it off because it was basically the same info that my phone app called InstaFollow gives me, and I had to pay $3 for that. So basically it's the same info. It's just way nicer looking, but I only browse. I mean, I just glance at it. I don't record it or nothing. So anyway, it was just duplicating what I already have, so I just do it on my phone already anyways.
I hadn't paid the $3 yet, so.
Yeah, I haven't
Well,
paid.
I paid $3 for the one on my phone. That one that you did was free, and it was like I say, it's nicer. It definitely shows it to you all nicer, but I mean, it's not like Instagram pays any bills, so it's I'm only doing it to kind of. I enjoy getting reposted, but I mainly enjoy taking pictures. So for me, it's just I like to see which pictures get the most response or whatever. So that kind of stuff I get from that one that's on my phone. And
Yeah.
So how many of you just make up your own hashtags and don't really care if they already exist or not?
I do all the time because then I can
do
find
that
my
too.
own pictures real quick.
Yeah.
Like, too bad it's a 9mm. Nobody else uses that.
Wow.
I make up my own and it goes like 30s on everything.
Now, not to get us too far off topic, but considering that Hash lives in a communist state, are you a shooter as well? I mean, do you?
Yes, I am. I'm not a great shooter, but I'm learning, and this is my page started out kind of like my journey, and I somehow ended up as a reposter, but it's working nonetheless. But I am in training,
Oh, that's
and I'm
cool. Hell, that's half the battles.
trying to get responsibly armed,
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's awesome.
especially since we can only carry 10-round mags, so
Right.
every
With
shot
your-
counts.
With your bullet button. And,
Right, that too.
no, that's cool. Now that's good that you're actually not just actually a shooter and seeking out that training and stuff. That's awesome. I think like I said, we've talked about this in the past. I think the more women we get involved in the sport, I think that's where the future lies, and not only the shooting sports, but just in the gun community as a whole.
Self-defense.
Yeah.
Absolutely, agreed.
So I got a question for you guys in here. How many of you are like almost entirely reposters, and how many do all your own original stuff?
That's a good question.
Well, I don't know how to repost, so I'm just all original.
Just accidental and inadvertent to repost occasionally.
I think I've reposted 2 pictures in the entire time I've been on Instagram. Maybe more than that, but I can't remember.
I personally take horrible pictures, but I also volunteer for Firearms Policy Coalition, so I kind of use the repost as eye candy, and then I kind of do my little deal with the gun policy thing, but it doesn't get as many likes as the pictures do, that's for sure, unfortunately.
Yeah, but that's sort of like the backbone of it, the reason that it's there kind of thing. So get people interested and then give them a little info. They know where to find the info and they need it, hopefully.
Well, like my personal page is 100% original. I don't repost on my personal page. The gun channels page. Well, I think I've snuck a couple in there because I forgot I was on that account and I just
I was
posted
there
just
that
because.
night. That was funny.
The boxing night? Yeah.
Yes.
Wild. Wild. and I kept it PG at least, so
Yeah.
it was wild.
Just like footsie under the table, I think was the worst one you had, or something like that.
What? You see her shoes, dude? She had,
Yeah.
hey, I got her those shoes at that. I have a pair of those shoes. I haven't worn mine though.
I was in the comments below that, and people were like, "What the heck happened to Gun Channel?" So I'm like, I think he's on the wrong account.
I forgot.
Oh,
I totally forgot.
I think that's good, Marco, for a reposter to post some original stuff every once in a while.
Well, I
You
mean,
know,
trust
it's
me.
like
I
a real
mean,
person back there.
the original stuff is the best, but I mean, I'm not the individual there. I mean, I like please. I run it for us. I run it for the community. So like, it wasn't intentional whatsoever, but it happens.
There's a peek behind the curtain.
It happens. And sometimes, like for example, like when I want to repost my own stuff, sometimes I'm too late. Like if I think it's really good, like the one I should have released today, I probably won't even repost that. I would probably just, just take it directly from my phone onto the app under the different account. You'll probably see it tomorrow. You probably won't get that. You probably won't get the hashtags. You probably won't understand the caption. It'll be locally based, but it's there. So yeah. So the Gun Channels is 99.9% original. Eat it. I know Moon's all original the whole time.
Yeah, that's all I do.
He's like 30% of my page too. Maybe more.
I do have a couple. Please, I could name like 9 people. And they make up like I'd say
Right?
about 70% of my page,
Me too.
and they're all like under 10K, easy. Like by far, which is awesome.
It's because we got the 2 best reposters in the chat right now.
No, we're missing the third. We're missing the 3 horsemen.
Concealed
It's gonna
Carry
be me, her, and CNN. Yeah, Concealed Carry Nation. 3 horsemen.
One that's actually gotten me a lot of followers was Sick Guns. I don't know him personally, but probably 1,000 followers, probably from the couple of pictures he reposted of mine.
I've always wondered if larger reposters follow like smaller reposters like me and Hashtag and CNN. Well, CNN's kind of really big right now, but like other like reposters that have like 300,000 like follow us to see like like what's trending. Like, do they follow us or like are we a waste of time to
I
them?
started watching recently too, like kind of not, investigating, I guess is a good word. Paying attention to
Snooping around.
yeah, just because, there's really good pictures out there, lots of good content.
So let me ask you this Hashtag goal. Like, what is your ultimate goal? Because I can literally name you what my ultimate goal was to take this thing over, and I don't care if G-Webs knows it, but he's helping me get there. What is your ultimate goal with your reposting page?
Well, see, I wanted to ask you guys that, but I didn't realize this was going to be about marketing. I don't really have a goal, but if I can kind of spread a little knowledge and a little cheer every now and then I'm kind of good for now. It's a smaller account, so I haven't really thought that far ahead.
Well, see, like my goal was never that big. My goal was kind of small, and my goal was always to be able to get enough credentials to get in the SHOT Show. Like that was honestly my goal. I'll slave this thing until I have credentials to get in the SHOT Show, and I'm that's my thing. I want to be able to get in the SHOT Show off like my own work.
Can you get in there as an Instagrammer?
Like if I had probably like 6 figures, I probably could. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why I couldn't hit that. Like that's not far off from not being able to be doable.
If they let YouTubers into SHOT Show, I'm sure they could let Instagram guys in.
Well, I got there, and not through an account, but I look at things like that just outside of Instagram, like anything, or any contacts really, pretty much 6 degrees of separation. But a lot of it too is that it's a trade show, so if you're actually, a vendor of some sort, you can just buy the tickets. They're costly, but you can buy them, I'm pretty sure. And then sorry, that's my dog saying hello.
We demand to know what kind of dog it is and what's its name.
Her name is Chili. It's Chili Dog, and I'm sorry she's interrupting. But she's bossy. Yeah, so nonetheless, I think just like any sales are, online is one way of doing it. You can also kind of just go directly to the source, and you guys know a lot of people, so getting into SHOT Show probably isn't that far fetched. Just my humble opinion, though.
I'm sorry, I just got back. Did you say, are you trying to get credentials for SHOT Show?
No. Marco.
I'm sorry, I had to use the restroom, and I heard y'all talking about SHOT.
No worries.
because-
Marco was just saying he wants to, but she's been. We were talking about goals for the Instagram channels.
If I wanted to go with an FFL or something, I've got 2 or 3 ways to get into
It's
SHOT.
really, because I got credentials for SHOT, just through media, and it's really not that hard. I mean, and I don't know if they would do it, for Instagram. I know, if you have a channel that produces, content for YouTube, that it's not a very, like, they're picky, but they're not, if that makes sense. Like, they'll check you out, make sure you're legit, but you don't have to have, like, 50,000 subs to YouTube to get in. And if you really want to go, Marco, because I'm going this year, you can be my cameraman. I'll get you in.
If I go, I'll let you carry my luggage from the hotel room.
You'd have
To
to,
the
but
car.
no, that's what I'm saying. You'd have to carry my bags because you'd
No.
be like my porter or whatever they call that.
No one uses hashtag Stone Guy. Just remember that.
So what is your hashtag 30s on everything or something like that?
Dude, have you not heard of 30s on everything, bro?
I heard you guys talking about it. I've never seen it used though.
All right, so it's not just a movement. It's a lifestyle. All right, and when you go 30s on everything, because I know Maggie wants to go 30s on everything. It's extendos for days, drum life. You know what I'm saying? That's extendos, 50s on everything, 75s on everything, helicals on everything. They're just
What?
standard capacity is the bare minimum. The bare minimum. And you're not really even playing the game until you're 30s on everything. There needs to be a 30. There should be a federal law that says any gun that comes out should have a 30-round capacity, other than a revolver, because they're just iconic.
Yeah, I got like 1911s too, but okay.
But there should be a 30, extendo and drums that are massively produced in modern times for 1911s.
I
and
think
drum
I
mags.
still have I've got a 1911 magazine. I want to say it holds 15
Yeah, I've got one of those
15
somewhere
shots.
too.
Man, that thing is ridiculous. It sticks
But
out.
why? All right, so think about it. Like, why hasn't the Korean company that makes the 50-round drum mags not made a 50-round 45 for the 1911?
Because all the old
That would
guys
be-
who have 1911s don't like drum mags.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Or-
I think
or-
they do for the Glock.
Or is it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the 45 arthritis is too heavy and they can't keep the gun straight?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably true too.
I mean, think about it. If you
45.
hold just a box of, a 50-round box of 45 ammo, that's pretty dang heavy.
Then you add a
Hashtag
gun.
45 AARP. All right, so I think we hit the hour, or did we?
Oh no, we're still going.
Hey Maggie,
Yes. Sorry, I lost you for a second.
it's all right.
Oh,
So
sorry.
how do you? So what is your opinion on the 30s on lifestyle, motto and lifestyle?
I'm sorry. One more time.
How do you feel about the 30s on everything lifestyle and motto?
I'm having trouble hearing you.
How do you feel?
Hold on.
How do you feel about hashtag 30s on everything?
Hashtag 30s on everything.
Meaning 30-round magazines, like 30-round
She's
capacity.
a lot cooler than you, Stone Guy. She knew what it was.
Well, she can only have 10 rounders.
I feel jealous. That's kind of how I feel. They banned high capacity magazines today in LA. Well, not that they banned them, but before you can have them, but now you have to relinquish them if you.
So being from California, LA kind of thing, is there constant legislation and constant restrictions being added to your state? I mean, is that still like a very what's the word, like relevant topic amongst state legislators?
She just said a new one came down today, bro.
Yeah, and we also have to lock our safes, our guns at home too, like in the whole guard and everything. So.
I think safes are like prisons for guns.
So it's going to be
If
like
wrong.
Canada in LA.
All right, so let me ask you this. So, all right, yeah,
The ammo, or it's everything. It's background checks, all kinds of stuff.
hey Maggie. So today a new law came down where if you had like a 1994 33 round magazine or whatever, it was good and it was it passed mustard, and now like you have to hand it in. Are you getting reimbursed for that?
They say to the LAPD. I mean, I don't have any personally, but they said that you have to relinquish them basically to the LAPD. I don't know what the timeline is on that. Or you have to sell them, I think. I think you can sell them. I'm not
Out of
sure.
state, right? You probably could sell them out of state.
Yeah, I think, but I'd have to read more.
I'd
Now
keep
let
them.
me ask you this: like, you know if that
There's no
includes
way that they're paying you for them because they don't know how many there are. They wouldn't be able to budget it. So
exactly,
they couldn't pay for them.
and they'll force you to sell it out of state, and you won't know what you get for it. Probably less than what you paid for it because it costs you a premium to get it in there. Maggie, but you know that includes like parts kit. So let's just say like if I ordered individually every part to a magazine.
Yeah, you're just not allowed to have anything over 10 round mags at all.
But what if it's not a complete mag? Like what if it's every part to a 30 round mag?
Is that
It's
just
not a, it's
LA
not really a mag.
County or the city of Los Angeles, or is that all of California?
Well, that's the LA right now. But like, say for example, San Francisco, they just banned hollow points. So.
I'm sorry, but
I know.
Well, but getting it back to the topic, the Instagram, that's why it's cool that Instagram is so accessible to everybody. I think that so many people like the Facebook that are using it, just people that aren't gun people, and we all have other interests besides our firearms. So by us being aware of the firearms issue and talking about it like this, and then doing our other day-to-day stuff with the Instagram, I think it's a great way to let people get the experience, or let people experience regular firearms owners. None of us are super elite, tactical this or that, or police, or what could be perceived as military or police, or somehow different than them. We all should seem a lot like regular people to the people on Instagram. So, I mean, yeah, it sucks that you've got those issues, but Instagram hopefully is making it less possible for the government there to keep that a secret. We're talking about it. Other people are going to hear it who are listening tonight. We got 20-something people watching live. We've got people that are going to see this or listen to this as a podcast, and all those people will be able to take to their conversations out in real life about the hollow point restriction. It's ridiculous. So they're not doing that stuff in a bubble, and hopefully Instagram is a way that we're hoping to let as many people as possible know about that in a way that isn't a venue that they're going to just ignore or turn off. So
Right. And we're setting a precedence here. So I think what happens in California definitely has a trickle effect. So that's definitely, I appreciate being able to talk about it. Thank you.
See, I think the issue with hollow points is the branding. They should not call them like hollow points or rip ammo or whatever. Call them like safety bullets. Then they'd probably stay legal.
So.
I was going to mention that again on like the Instagram thing. I like when people will post up just like a text-based picture that has a link to some, gun rights group or something like that. And I like that idea of being able to spread a message to everyone. Hey, this is going on, contact your senator, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. We should probably get back to the topic though eventually. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's all the topic, and then Marco's. Hopefully, we've been chatting long enough that Marco can pick somebody to give away a patch to.
All eyes are on you, Marco.
I got one. So I'm gonna take the reins from G-Webs and give away gun channels patches. I'm gonna give them away to two people. Someone who I really enjoyed for my own personal page days, who actually used our hashtag. It's Lopez NHD. I will be sending him a gun channels patch, and I will also be sending a longtime favorite, and if you probably, and a lot of us are originally from YouTube. If you know him, I'm gonna give one away to the firearm guy. That guy. You got
I
new
just watched
good
one of
old-
his videos yesterday.
Dan, right? Dan's a cool dude.
Yep, good dude. He got a Smith & Wesson 500, tags in both of it, and he has a really cool like silver long tube aim point on it, almost looks like a Terminator type laser.
Oh
Really
yeah, I
cool.
saw that.
Yeah,
That was cool.
yeah. So shout out to the firearm guy, and we will be hollering at him, sending him a patch.
Should have him on one of these eventually
Okay.
because he's been doing a lot of Instagram too.
He
lately.
has been picking up his Instagram game.
Right on. Well, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to keep it about an hour, and we're going to try to do these every Tuesday. So it sounds like P226 Nut and Marco are going to kind of work together, and anybody else who's interested in helping out, don't really need anything. If you're a member, Gun Channels makes it a little easier, so we can message you the links and whatnot. But we run this through the Google Plus Hangout, so I guess what you technically need is a Google Plus account. Then it, like say, we're doing this live on YouTube. It'll become a video, and we'll send it out to the podcast as well, and then we'll archive this over on Gun Channels on the university page there, so that this hopefully becomes a resource. And we'll talk about things each week that have to do with Instagram. We think about like phones, cameras, the apps and other software that we use to monitor and edit our stuff, the reposting apps, the ways that we can use hashtags. Not to mention all the subjects, right? The guns that we're taking pictures of, and all the issues like the laws and stuff that relate to those guns. We have plenty to talk about. So I'm digging that we got some new people joining us this week. Thanks to those who did. And if we start doing this more consistently, I'm assuming the audience will grow with us. The whole point of Gun Channels is to let people who are interested in creating firearms content have resources, work together, and learn how to do even more of it easier, so you can do different kind of stuff and more impressive stuff. So thanks everybody for joining us, and remember to use hashtag Gun Channels over on the Instagram. We'll probably link to everybody's Instagram accounts in the comments or the description of this video wherever you happen to see it.
And use #tactical.
I guess before we run out, we're not in any hurry. Does anybody have anything coming up or anything to announce?
New pictures every day.
Let's do this. Marco, we just hit 10,000, I know, not too long ago. Where's Gun Channels at right now?
We are at 11,000.7, so it's 1100, 700. Use hashtag Gun Channels. I'll find you. I'm usually about a day and a half late, just because I don't like to be, caught up with everyone else. I like to straggle behind a little bit, give you a fresh feed every once in a while. But yeah. So use hashtag Gun Channels, hashtag Tactical, hashtag 30s on everything.
All right. I asked you how much your Gun Channels is at. So Maggie, where is hashtag Tactical at?
Almost at 9,000, I think.
Almost. It was 8,999 last time I looked. But yeah. So if you have anybody listening tonight, ought to be joining. So that's awesome. You're hitting the 9K mark. Moon, where is Autoloader at? I think he's looking. P2269, where are you at?
2,300.
Right on.
Sorry, I'm at 2,208.
So Autoloader is at 2,200. Smeggy?
I'm at like 10. I don't know. I can't check right now, but
What is your
it's
channel?
not much.
Or page
It's
on
just like
Instagram?
he's in here, right? SMEIE.
Smedgy.
Yeah, Smeggy42.
And then Stone Guy, where are you at on the Instagram right now?
350. So.
Right on, and I'm at 16.3. I don't like it. Once you get to 10,000, it just gives you a point, so it's not any fun anymore. You have to wait until you get 100 before you see it move. But I just figured I'd let everybody, because if everybody joins us again, we'll just do that at the end of each show and kind of watch how everybody's doing. I think it'll be neat because there are some trends from our friends like Concealed Carry Nation. You know, he just came from 0 in February, and he's at like 60,000 or something insane. Now in July, I mean, he definitely had this massive growth, and he's told us all about it. He's sharing it with us, so we know that when you get to like the 10,000 mark and when you get to the 20,000, that we can see some things happen. So I just figure if we all kind of monitor when we're signing out, maybe that's something we can experience together.
Yeah, absolutely. See, that's crazy ridiculous. Maybe if we,
Stone Guy and I both joined at the same time, did we, Stone?
Yeah, about that, like you said, and even though I'm not as consistent, it's like, what the hell?
Well, that's what it's all about, learning from each other and seeing what works and what, because there's things that, I mean, there's definitely things that we know will work, right, that we're not going to do, that, we know will equal numbers. So it's all about being able to do something you want to do, you're comfortable with, and you're interested in, and doing that to the best advantage possible. So
if I can get Hash Tactical to follow me and post, I'll be at 60,000. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Right on. Well, thanks everybody again for joining in, and we will talk to you in about a week.
Thanks,
Cool,
guys.
appreciate it.
See ya.
Absolutely.
Bye.